Genesis creation narrative. The Genesis creation narrative is the creation myth of both Judaism and Christianity. The narrative is made up of two stories, roughly equivalent to the first two chapters of the book of Genesis. In the first, Elohim, the Hebrew generic word for God, created the heavens and the earth in 6 days. Then rest on, blesses and sanctifies the seventh. In the second story, God, now referred to by the personal name Yahweh, creates Adam, the first man, from dust and places him in the Garden of Eden, where he is given a dominion over the animals. Eve, the first woman, is created from Adam's and has his companion. Borrowing these themes from Mesopotamian mythology, but adapting them to the Israeli people believes in one God, the first major comprehensive draft of the Pentateuch, the series of 5 books which begins with the Genesis and ends with the Deuteronomy, was composed in the late 7th or the 6th century BCE, the Jewish source, and was later expanded by other authors, the priestly source, into a work very like the one we have today. The two sources can be identified in the creation narrative, priestly and Yahwistic. The combined narrative is a critique of the Mesopotamian theology of creation. Genesis affirms monotheism and denies polytheism. Robert Alter describes the combined narrative as a compelling in its archetypal character, its adaptation of myth of monotheistic ends. Misunderstanding the genre of Genesis creation narrative, meaning the intention of the authors and the culture within which they wrote, can result in a misreading. Bruce Walkie, a well-known evangelical scholar, cautions against one thus misreading the approach which reads it as history rather than theology, and so is the creationist, creationist, and the denial of evolution, as another scholar of Jewish studies, John D. Levinson, puts it. How much history lies behind the story of Genesis? Because the action of the primeval story is not represented as taking place on the plane of ordinary human history and has so many affinities with ancient mythology, it is very far-fetched to speak of its narrative as historical at all. It ends the Genesis creation narrative.